everyone, my name is Sabat and I'm with the City of Mississauga's Active Transportation Department. And so active transportation is just any kind of travel that doesn't require a motor. So that includes bikes. So here we are today talking about cycling in partnership with the Mississauga Public Library. And today I'll be talking to you about the ABC safety check. Can you say ABC check? Okay, great. So let's get started. The first thing on the ABC check is air. So what you want to do is whenever you're riding your bike, you want to make sure you have adequate or the right amount of air pressure in your tire. So you don't want your tires to feel squishy like your cheek. You want them to feel hard like your forehead. So give that a try. And so what you want to do is use the palm of your hand, not your fingers, the palm of your hand, and press down on your tires. And your tires shouldn't be squishy like your cheek. It should be hard like your forehead. And I want you to do that on both tires, and you want to do this before you ride every time. So next, we have quite a few B's, and the first one is brakes. So with brakes, first let's check our front brake. So to tell if our our brakes are working properly, we wheel our bike forward and then we brake. And so I'm braking with my left brake lever, my front brake, and when I brake with this brake, my back wheel comes up. And so when I'm braking with my right brake lever, my bike just drags along. So that's how I know that my rear brake is working properly. And do you want to know which brake you should be stopping with? Actually, it's a quick trick question. You want to be stopping with both of your brakes because 75% of your braking power is in your front brake, 25% approximately is in your rear brake, and you want to harness 100% of your braking power. And next, something that we want to check on our bike is if we have a working bell. So you want to have a working bell or horn on your bike because it is the law, and also it keeps you safe. It allows you to be heard and make your presence known when you're cycling, whether it be on trails or on roads or on sidewalks. And so the next B that we want to check is bars. So we want to make sure our handlebars are safe to ride with. So to check that, I want to make sure my handlebars aren't moving back and forth. So I hold the wheel between my leg, and my handlebars shouldn't be moving back and forth independent of my wheel. They should be moving together. So the B's again are brakes, bell, and bars. And so C. So we have two C's, and the first C is chain. So we want to make sure our chain isn't a rusty looking color, whether it be like orange or yellow. We want to make sure that our chain is gray, maybe a darker gray. We want to make sure that our chain isn't looking all gunky either. And we also want to make sure that we're regularly cleaning our chain and making sure we're maintaining great chain health. So the next thing that we want to check out is something called the crank. So it's a lesser known part on your bike, but it's right here, and you want to make sure your crank isn't moving back and forth because that can be really dangerous and damage your bike. You want to make sure that your crank isn't moving back and forth. So to check that, I hold both crank arms and try and move it back and forth. It should be moving like this, but you do not want your crank to be moving back and forth like this. So this crank isn't moving like that, so it's safe and fine to ride with. So that's good to go. So again, our C's are chain and crank. So one more time, our ABCs, we want to make sure we check air, we check our brakes, we check our bell, we check our bars, handlebars, and that we check our chain and our crank. So what do we want to do next every time we ride our bike? We want to do the ABC check. Thank you for watching. For similar programs and services, you can check out the City of Mississauga Public Library's Facebook page and website, where there's a host of other 24/7 services and other events and programs coming up. And also, I'd encourage you to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and remember the ABC safety check every time you go out and ride your bike. Thank you.